Hi, I'm Lou, another episode of My Car Story. We're in Rockford, Illinois at the American Motors National, and I'm here with Terry. Terry, what's your last name?
Terry McMahon.
Terry McMahon, and Terry's got a all-American car, a red, white, and blue car. And it's not just that. Terry, I'm gonna grab the camera as I usually do. Terry, what did you bring today?
Got a 1970 American Motors Javelin Trans Am model, one of 100 made, one of probably 20 to 25 in existence.
And with that being said, one of the 25 in existence, because you were sharing with me, they used to paint them because they didn't sell at first.
Some of the cars sat on dealer lots far longer after the production build and delivery, up in years I've heard as far as 1973, and they couldn't sit them on the lots anymore. They wanted to move the cars, so they had paid them to get rid of them.
So now, of course, later, these cars are super desirable because they're you don't find the red, white, and blue Trans Am's ones anymore. And you tell me about your background. Let's look at the car while you tell me about your background. Come on over here. Tell me what's your background with American Motors, because you used to work there, right?
I'm a third generation American Motors employee. My father and my grandfather worked there, and got a close history tied to the family business and Kenosha lifestyle of making Ramblers.
So you were making Ramblers. Did you ever see this one coming down the line, or what? Tell me a little bit about it.
My dad took me into the plant one day when I was a kid. I was probably about 12 years old, and they just started making these in late '69 for Donahue Penske to go racing, and they have one of the first ones came down the line, and they just painted the white first on it, and they took them off the line to put the red and blue on later on. So I got to see one of the first ones, and I just always admired that 70 Javelin model, and I wanted one since I was a kid.
So now, where did you find this one? First of all, what year was it that you found this one?
I found this in 1986 in Hot Rod Magazine in the swap meet section when Riverside Raceway Park was closing, and they were getting rid of everything. They had somewhat of a fire sale to clear the place for a development project that was going to eliminate the racetrack.
And this car is not restored. It's a survivor.
Yep, this is basically a
90% original paint you were sharing with
90% original car.
Wow.
Such as when we get around to the back, I'm proudly displaying that this is an AMC Survivor car that I've just kind of enjoyed and cleaned up and taken care of and preserved for other people around the world to enjoy.
There's no reverse light.
No reverse light, because being a pace car, when this car was sold in 1970, it was sold to Riverside Raceway Park as a pace car. And per insurance reasons, you cannot have a backup lamp on a race car on a racetrack.
Wow, did not know that. Tell me about this spoiler. Was this factory, or how did that handle in 1970?
These were factory installed spoilers for the production build per the rule book by SCCA Trans Am, that they had to have a replica of the car in the dealer showrooms to be able to compete in the race events. And that was engineering from AMC that they decided that's what they wanted and went on there, but to be later changed by Mark Donahue because he wasn't happy with it, didn't give him the downforce he was looking for.
I'm gonna sit in here for just a minute. So we've got the 4-speed, which was standard on all of these.
Yes.
And the Hurst shifter. I just want to feature that. And the little light down there. What is this? The button here.
That's the choke cable.
The choke cable. I got it. All right.
That's a Riverside mod.
It's a Riverside modification. And the tack. And the gauging. The clock. Some of the modifications here. They kept the radio in here.
AM radio works yet too.
Wow.
Sometimes. Depends what bumpy road I'm on, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that looks great. One of the original 100. Let's take a look under the hood, shall we?
Sure. These hood pins are another questionable item. It's never been proven, but supposedly the factory made one car, and this may be it, that had the hood pins put in at the factory because they knew this car was going to Riverside. But such as you see under the hood here, the battery's gone. The Riverside put this oil filtration system in for the motor. The battery's back in the trunk per race rules to run it on the racetrack.
That's just great. And then they've got the when you step on it, it opens that up.
It does, but it's not in function right now because
got it.
the vacuum thing is not functioning
That
properly.
Offenhauser valve covers.
That was an aftermarket thing that you could get on a car.
Yeah.
I believe Riverside put them on there
Sure.
at some time. They were on there when I got the car from them folks.
Love all the originality. Look at
About
that.
the only thing that's not truly original on the cars. I've put the headers on the car. It came with headers from Riverside,
Yeah.
but I
Updated those.
put a newer set on there because the ones on there were in pretty poor shape and the gaskets were leaking. The carburetor was a stock AMC carburetor at the time, and it was shot. So,
All right, let's turn it on.
you want to hear this thing purr?
Oh yeah. What we're gonna do, Terry, is we're gonna hear it purr. I'm gonna get a little exhaust note. You know, before you start it, let me do one thing.
Sure.
There's a magazine, not a magazine, a brochure in the back from 1970.
You want that out? I'll take it out.
Yeah, that'd be great. Go ahead. And it talks about the Donahue Javelin. And there we go. So people could see this was the Trans Am series, the Mustang, the Camaro, and the red, white, and blue AMC, where it talks about victory for Donahue. Let me just kind of, the American Motors magazine, where you could see this. Let me see if I can get to page 22 quickly. 17, 19, 22, and there's your red, white, and blue. And I'll just take one moment so people can kind of feel, if they'd like to read the article, they can pause on that. There's a red, white, and blue Trans Am Javelin.
Hey, Jack.
You could see that.
I'm doing a video right now with a company. So
It looks like that in the back of that.
No,
That's great.
I'm on somewhere.
All right, so let me put that back in the holster here. When I do that, I'm gonna put this back in the plastic here, Terry.
Sure. Sorry for that.
No problem. Let's do that, like so. We'll put that in the back. Let's make sure we grab your remote control car.
No, that's fine.
Well, if we take a
if we
take a ride,
You want to do the ride, or you want
well, we're gonna start it up and then we're gonna jump in it. But go ahead.
Gotta make sure we're in neutral.
Yeah, that's why I'm standing on the side.
Thank you.
Pretty smooth for the pace car. Let me get just a little exhaust.
RPM.
No, we're gonna get RPM when we go in it.
All right.
So let me show what we gotta grab here.
Let me get the banana.
The remote control car. Go ahead, grab your car. I'm gonna grab my stand. And we're gonna take a ride here pretty quick. I'm gonna stick this all in the back.
Give me a hand.
Thanks. For right now, I'm just gonna stick it in that way. That should fit. Or no, it's not. Tell you what, you can hold the camera on me for just a second. Just hold that. I'm gonna do this. This is what Lou's doing when behind the scenes when you don't see it all the time. Just like that.
Equipment malfunction, sometimes we call
Equipment
that.
malfunction, yeah.
Or
we
equipment
got,
modifications.
Let's go.
No, I'm watching you.
All right.
Lou here is going to go for a ride and enjoy American
ready.
history at its best.
Come on with me. You don't get the chance to ride in one of 100 every day. I'm gonna actually grab my seat with one hand and grab the camera with the other. Terry, let's go that way, just so we're not running into the crowd. Yeah, I think there's a way out there. Is there or is there not? Maybe not, sorry.
Find out.
I see this guy turning around. There's a street that gets us out. Terry, how much fun is driving this car?
I've had this car 30 years, and it's a pleasure. It's fun to drive. It's just the all-American machine, I call it. I guess I don't have the car judged at car shows or any of that type of venues. The joy I get out of this car is when I have people come from around the world that are true AMC collectors, and I take pictures of them and let them drive the car and let them enjoy American motors and putting smiles on people's faces. It's the biggest joy I get when I meet people from around the world.
How much fun did you have working for American Motors?
I was a teenager back then. It was just a job and making good money, and I was only there for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
It was my first factory job, so it was just a learning experience and part of my growing up.
Gotcha. We're gonna let people hear a little bit of what it sounds like as we come out of the...
Hang on, folks. We're gonna go.
There we go. The Trans Am AMC Javelin. Go ahead. That sounds great. That's awesome.
Doesn't get much better than
No,
that.
that's good stuff right there. Terry, I know we got to get right back into the show as we get back. Hey, Terry, thanks for being on My Car Story, and thanks for the ride.
Hope you enjoyed yourself. Have a great day. Enjoy life. Live long. That's the way you got to do it.
Thanks, Terry.
You're welcome.